Frank McVeigh had a problem, a big one. It was 1932 and America was in the depths of the Great Depression. In only 4 years, between 1929 and 1933, the stock market lost 90% of its value. More than 10,000 banks failed. 1 in 4 people was out of work. Family income on average dropped by 40%. As only the 3rd president of a still relatively young institution, McVeigh was deeply worried about the University of Kentucky's future. He wasn't the only one. One newspaper conjectured that UK might have to close before year's end. Of course, McVeigh and the fledgling land-grant institution had faced adversity before. A little more than a decade earlier, as UK's still new president, McVeigh and the university grappled with a global pandemic, the Spanish flu. The old Buell Armory was converted into a hospital infirmary for hundreds of sick and ill. UK closed for a month. Now the winds of adversity are blowing from the sea, stirring even the waters of the harbor. The tide is running out, McVeigh wrote in 1932. What shall the captains do, he asked. Shall they stay in the harbor, waiting for better weather and run with the tide? Or caught on the sea, shall they lower the anchor, batten down the hatches, take in and patiently endure the pounding of the seas? Put in today's language, McVeigh's questions and worries might be phrased in this way. What do we do now? What do we do now? It was a fair question then. It's a fair question today. In a little more than a decade, you and your families have lived through a great recession. In a 2-year period, nearly 9 million people lost their jobs. The economy contracted more than 4%. Unemployment reached double digits. Now, you, your families, and our world are enveloped by a global pandemic, COVID-19. Nearly 2.5 million people have been infected. More than 160,000 people have died. What do we do now? Perhaps the past is prologue. Over the echoes and passages of time, history provides insight. Some 9 decades ago, McVeigh, the faculty, staff, and students of UK decided to soldier on rather than stand down. Against the odds, they believed that UK could emerge from the Great Depression stronger, more committed, and more capable than before. And they were right. Less than a century later, really a brief moment in the fullness of time and history, this institution is now home to one of the country's leading academic medical centers. And what is ranked as one of the leading institutes in the country, we've set as a goal cutting cancer rates in our state by half. The federal government has said we are one of the nation's leaders in fighting the scourge of opioid use. They've armed our researchers with nearly $90 million to take on the audacious goal of reducing deaths from drug use by 40% over just the next few years across our state. In the last 10 years, we've educated a Rhodes Scholar, built more than $2.6 billion in new facilities, grown to more than 30,000 students, increased graduation rates to the highest in our history, treated more than 40,000 patients a year in our hospital. And then there is our secret weapon, you. Consider what you have done. China Hibbets is graduating from the J. David Rosenberg College of Law. Her peers think so much of her that she is president this year of the Student Bar Association. She spoke at the dedication of the new law school, all as a single mom. Jennifer Whalen. As an undergraduate biology student, she's won awards for her research into cardiovascular disease. She was accepted to NIH's highly competitive medical scientist training program and will begin her MD and PhD this fall. Luke Ramey is a non-traditional student who's earned a degree in social work, overcame substance use issues, and is now a prevention specialist in the substance use priority research area at UK. Kimberly Johnson, a merchandising, apparel, and textiles graduate, will join Google. Josh Van Weingarten has spent the last 12 years in the Air Force, where he helped develop a safe transport system for Ebola patients, led a physical therapy clinic in South Korea, and served on a humanitarian mission to Nepal. He's earned his PhD in rehabilitation sciences in 3 years, in a program that usually takes nearly 5 to complete. Former starting center for the 1998 NCAA champion Kentucky Wildcats, Nazi Mohammed, has completed his degree after an 18-year career in the NBA. Through Project Graduate, he's earned a Bachelor of Liberal Arts. And Wilbur Hackett has been blazing trails and pioneering paths all his life. In 1967, he was one of 4 African Americans to integrate UK football and the Southeastern Conference. He went on to become the SEC's first African American team captain in any sport. He also held on to the dream of graduating from college. There is a statue outside of Kroger Field with his name and image and that of his friends. It represents the importance of dreams and the power of dedication to make them a reality. Now, this May, there will be a diploma with his name on it. This too signifies yet again what dreams and dedication can do. The better question, I think, is what can't you do? And the truth is our world needs you now more than ever. We need you to find the vaccine, not for this disease, but for the next one and the one after that. Because we know, and you've had to learn earlier than most, that there are always more hills to climb, more valleys to emerge from, more challenges to meet. But you do. Now we need you to solve the most vexing economic issues. We need you to discover new technologies and therapies that help and heal, that bring us closer together rather than driving us farther apart. We need you to create laws and policies and then administer them in ways that take care of our brothers and sisters in need. We need your courage to seek justice, find peace, and provide grace to a world so desperately lacking in all of these things. What do we do now? We turn our world to you. No, this is not the way we wanted to mark your graduation. This tremendous accomplishment that signifies resilience and resolve, commitment and capacity. I promise we will find a way to do that in the near future. We don't choose our time or the circumstances of our world. We only know that this is our time. We do get to choose how we respond. And we need you to lead. I'm betting that you will, because you always have. That's who you are. That is what we, as Wildcats, always do. A contemporary of McVeigh's, John Shedd, would rise from stock boy to head of one of the world's largest and most successful retailers, Marshall Field. They would name one of the world's most renowned aquariums after him in Chicago. He too faced the Great Depression. He too faced long odds. A ship in harbor is safe, Shedd is reported to have said. But that's not what ships are built for. They are built to sail, in good times and in bad, with the winds at your back or in your face, in peaceful waters and in turbulent ones. You were made to sail. What do we do now? For the last 4 years, you've shown us, and I hope we've shown you, what's wildly possible. I hope we've shown you that we will always have your back. We will support and challenge you because we know so much lies within you. Time and again, you've turned challenging questions into demonstrations of doggedness, examples of excellence, and a commitment to compassion. Now we need you to show the world outside this special place what Kentucky can do. I know you will. Congratulations, 2020 graduates of the University of Kentucky.